Retailers around the world are stocking up for next week's Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. According to e-commerce platform provider Shopify, the high cost of living is expected to do little to suppress shopper demand. Shoppers last year spent $7.5 billion through Shopify-affiliated brands, and this year, new research suggests 63% of those customers expect to spend as much or more than they did last year. Despite the appetite for retail spending, the tight economic conditions are still on the minds of shoppers. Over 75% said that they had cut back on their day-to-day spending in recent months and were looking to Black Friday and Cyber Monday as a way of reducing the financial burden of Christmas. So where does this leave the Postal Service? Joining me now is Gary Starr, Executive General Manager at Australia Post. Gary, thanks for your time. Just how much demand are you expecting this Black Friday, Cyber Monday?
So, Ed, we're seeing the surge has already started with some of our customers already starting to advertise online, and we expect a really, really strong Black Friday, Cyber Monday period.
Do you get a sense consumers are tightening up their spending this year due to inflation, or are they just being more choosy about when they spend their money?
I think it's probably the latter, Ed. So we are seeing what we've called out before the strategic shopper, where people are becoming really discerning about waiting for the sales, leveraging loyalty programs, and then looking for that bargain online. And that's why we expect the period, particularly from mid next week and through the cyber period, will be really strong this year.
Yeah, obviously, Black Friday, Cyber Monday is reasonably new for Australia, maybe only about 10 or so years old. But have you noticed it becoming bigger and bigger each year?
We've certainly noticed it getting bigger each year. More Australians shopping online, particularly since COVID. We've seen a significant increase in household shopping online, and we've seen it grow this year as well, albeit that it's been a little more, retails have been a little more challenged, and we expect that will play out again over the cyber period this year. So yes, it's grown every year.
And is it ready to supersede Christmas as the biggest sales event?
So look, we are, every year I've seen in the last 5 years, November gets slightly bigger again as people buy for Christmas over that period. So yes, the cyber sales ultimately are the major shopping period now for Australians for Christmas. And then they will, often we say we shop for presents for Christmas and then Boxing Day for ourselves. So we see a big surge over the cyber period, people then buying that last minute Christmas present through to Christmas Eve, and then another surge with Boxing Day.
And just give us a sense, at Australia Post, you say it's starting to ramp up already. What are you guys doing behind the scenes to be prepared for all of these deliveries?
Well, to be honest, we actually start back in May with our planning, but we've added extra sites, like a new site at Kemps Creek in New South Wales and Avalon in Victoria, Ballarat, Malaga, around the country. We've added over 3,000 seasonal casuals to support us right across the business through the busy period. And we've got extra freighters in the air to get those parcels around the country. So we are well prepared, and we're ready for that surge in the next couple of weeks.
We saw the unemployment numbers out this week. It's a tight labour market. How tough has it been finding those additional staff?
It's challenging to find over 3,000 people in such a short period, but we do find that people do want to join Australia Post. They do want the work over the busy period, and we've been able to fill pretty much every role we needed to for the seasonal period. So we're very pleased with that outcome, and that's typically the case each year.
What are some of the big categories of packaging or whatever that you're expecting to ship over the next few weeks?
Well, as our most recent online shopping report predicted, we see categories like athletic apparel, footwear, beauty, and particularly sporting and outdoor goods are the categories we think will be very strong. But of course, with the sales, people shop right across all the categories over the cyber period in particular.
And you guys will be doing weekend deliveries too, is that right?
Yes, we are. We started last weekend here in Victoria with about 150,000 deliveries, and then this weekend across the country in all major metropolitan areas and some regional areas too. So yes, that helps us manage the significant volumes and make sure we deliver every parcel in time for Christmas.
And just more broadly, looking at the postage market, how is it holding up in general?
So look, we are facing into structural headwinds, and that's been pretty clear for a while. Mail has Letters have been in decline since 2008. We used to deliver 8 letters a week per household, and it's now down to 2. But we are committed to the letter service and will continue to deliver. And of course, at the same time, e-commerce is growing. And so getting that balance between investing in our parcels business, investing in digital technologies and customer experience, but also delivering letters efficiently to every household in Australia. And so that structural change continues, and we're working hard to deliver both.
I know you guys have been modernising Australia Post over quite a few years now as you do deal with that decline in letters. But how much progress have you really made over the past 12 months?
So look, we're really pleased with the progress we've made with our post-26 strategy. That is all about modernising our business, simplifying everything for our customers and our people. And look, we've introduced a new metro service recently. We're trialling carding to lockers and the new digital card. So if you're not home, you get a digital card versus a physical card. Investing in new fleet, in the network, and in digital customer-facing systems. So we've made good progress, and we have a lot more to do. And we're also working with the government to see how we can continue to modernise Australia Post and deliver letters in a really cost-effective way right across the country.
OK, so let's go forward a few years from now. What would the postal service potentially look like?
Well, as I said, we've gone from delivering 8 letters per week per household to 2 letters. We expect that to continue to decline, so we have to make sure that we can deliver letters effectively. Parcels will continue to grow as Australians, more and more households shop online and shop more often, and we do see e-commerce continuing to grow. So we'll continue to invest in the e-commerce business. We'll continue to work with government and look at ways that we can deliver letters effectively, ways that we can continue to invest for e-commerce, and just get that right balance so that we can deliver a modern outcome for Australia. And a great example of that is our new post office in Orange, the community hub at Orange, which is a new concept post office that's looking at what does a modern post office look like, and we're trialling a number of different concepts that will become a part of a future post office around the country.
So that Orange post office, that's kind of the blueprint for what a lot more will look like in the future?
Yeah, I expect so. We see it as a kit of parts today, so we're trialling different ideas in the post office, and yes, we've rolled out one there. We have a number of others rolling out in the next 12 months, and we'll be trying in different communities, some metro, some regional, some rural areas, and looking at what works in those communities, and yes, they will become part of the footprint of a future modern post office.
Well, Gary Starr, Executive General Manager at Australia Post, thanks for coming on the program today.
Thanks for having me, Ed.